this epic disaster. We are here on a emergency broadcast. No, we're not. I don't even know why I said that.
What?
I feel like I want to do, and maybe even for April Fools, to do like a really serious, like emergency kind of show, and then it's not. Okay. Is that fun? Is that funny? No.
No, I don't think so. But you know what I did learn? I learned this on Instagram.
What?
You know when the radio stations do like emergency broadcasts, and then this has been a test of emergency broadcast.
I used to scare the crap out of me when I was a kid.
Yeah. The voice that says this was an emergency broadcast test of the emergency is Matthew McConaughey in Texas.
It is not.
It is. He does that. He voices that.
I want proof of that. Well, now it's Siri. It's like electronic.
Yeah. But it's Matthew McConaughey in Texas.
I don't think so.
I'll look it up.
I want to find that out. I don't believe it.
I'm gonna look it up.
Welcome to this epic disaster. We're here doing a show we generally do every Monday and that since the beginning of time.
All the time.
Pretty much.
I mean, since time.
Yeah, I think so. So here's my question: we're in this COVID situation.
Yes, we are.
This time last year, everything was kind of hitting the fan.
Yes,
it was a little bit early. I think March of last year was one because I remember the first big event that was canceled was the St. Patrick's Day parade, and I was like, no way, they're not going to do that.
Right.
And then one by one, things started falling. And so what was I reading? Now I can't think of what it was. Some event. Oh, Mardi Gras is already canceled.
So people in New Orleans were dressing up their houses like floats.
Which I think is awesome.
I agree.
I hope that tradition stays.
I do too.
I think it'd be fun. Like it could actually be a part of Mardi Gras. Like every year, people go and they see a parade, and then they can go from house to house, and almost like Christmas, they could just look at the decorations. It'd be awesome.
For sure.
But yeah, that's already canceled. They've already canceled Mardi Gras parades anyway. I guess they should have. I mean,
well, because so many people gather. I mean, and they're all so close together down on the street during the parade.
So now the thing to think about is what's going to be the first big event that they actually allow to happen.
Oh, yeah.
So, like I was saying last year, the first thing I remembered was
the St. Patrick's.
St. Patrick's. Are we going to have that? Have you heard?
I have
Is
not.
Atlanta having one?
I don't think so.
Is it going to be? Is everybody canceling?
I think so.
That sucks.
And
you know what sucks even more about that?
What?
Last year, so many like Irish restaurants and people who are on the path of the parades, who usually benefit from that commercially, had to cancel those events, and then they didn't make that money. And then even if they're like, well, let's hang on until next year, and then they're taking hit number 2. Do you think that, like Irish restaurants and stuff, can they survive?
I would hope so. I mean, any restaurant right now is going through, a lot.
Totally.
Same with movie theaters. Same with all kinds of places where people gather. So,
what do you think? Do you think Ren Fair going to be canceled? April here.
It's likely.
They're all over the place. And I know, I think Texas actually went ahead with Ren Fair this year.
It was around the holidays.
At some point, they kind of have to do that because everybody's got the vaccines now, or it's available, and then people are starting to take it. There's going to have to be a point when they're just like, all right, we're going to give it a try. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. So, hey, listen. I just looked it up.
Okay.
It's true. Matthew McConaughey is the voice of the Emergency Alert System radio test in Austin, Texas.
Oh, just that place.
In
okay.
Austin.
Do they have a recording?
Let me see.
I think you can play that because it's.
If it's on the radio.
Yeah, you should do it.
Let me see.
I mean, it's not like a commercial thing, so you should be able to play it. We should be able to hear it.
Let me see if there's an ad first. Where's the volume?
Right there.
System, we are testing equipment.
Oh yeah.
Quickly warn you during emergencies. If this had been an actual emergency, an official message would have followed the alert tone, and McConaughey wouldn't still be talking. This concludes the rest of the capital area.
Isn't that cool?
I mean, that's obvious. He should have started it out going, all right. It's not an emergency. Even if I didn't, I mean, I would be like, if I heard that, I'd be like, that guy sounds like Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, because it's his voice.
I think right now Matthew McConaughey would want us to have a brewski. What do you think?
I think he would
a little
too.
bit of a cold one.
Let's talk about what we're gonna drink.
This is our live beer review. If you're new to the show, and if you are, hey, how are you? Welcome to the show. If you're old to the show, hi, how are you? Thanks for coming back. We do a live beer review. So we open up a beer we've never had on the show before. We drink it.
Yep.
And then we tell you what we have at the end. So our friend Lindsay brought us a 6-pack
of all different beers.
Of beers that she picked up when she was in Asheville.
Yep.
So a lot of these are like North Carolina, South Carolina beers. And we have 2 more of those left. And then we complete the set. And today we have
a beer called, it's by Wicked Weed.
Oh.
It's called Hop Coco.
Uh-oh.
And it's a porter brewed with cocoa nibs.
Cocoa nibs. Well, okay.
It's 6.5% alcohol. And it's brewed and canned by Wicked Weed Brewing out of Asheville, North Carolina.
So there's a mixture of things in there that I like, words that I find trigger words that could even say that I either going to like or I'm going to hate.
Right.
It's I don't know what to think about it. All right, so you're pouring it out. It's your basic brown color.
It's a porter, but it's not a dark porter.
Not at all dark. I can see right through it. It's but it is brown. I would just say just basic brown. If you want to even that up, you can pour.
No, it's fine.
Some of that in there.
I have plenty.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm good. Okay. Sorry. I was just
What was that?
I was looking at it.
All right.
Smelling.
So sniff it.
Okay.
Puff it.
Let me tell you, I love the smell.
Okay.
And here's what it reminds me of.
What?
And I've talked about this on the show before.
Okay.
When I was a kid and I would go to, I don't know, we just walk downtown or something, you would pass by a bar and you smell that beer smell.
Yes.
I loved it. I don't know if I have alcoholic genes in me, but I just loved that smell. And then, like, I would go to, like, UT football games, University of Tennessee football game, and you could just smell that in the air.
Yes.
I just loved that smell. And so that's what it smells like. It reminds me of that.
Well, I've had a taste.
Okay. Should I go for it?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll tell you what we think of it at the end of the podcast, and we'll rate it for you. It's going to be an interesting one.
Let me try another.
Have another sip.
Okay.
Okay. So this week starts with... What was that?
There was a little cocoa nib there, I think, coming up.
Little belch. Rick belched. It wasn't me. It was Rick.
Sorry.
I have some national holidays of the week.
Oh.
You interested? You want to know? Some of these are good, too.
National holidays of the week. Now, what does this mean?
Now, mind you, I'm not... Because there's a national holiday or a world holiday or global holiday every single day of the year.
Okay.
And some of them have several on one day.
All right.
I'm just picking out a few smatterings of them. I'm just kind of...
So explain what you mean by national holidays of the week.
Well, like, okay, for instance, Monday, the day that this podcast will be released,
today
is the 8th of February.
Yes.
Okay. The 8th of February is National Kite Flying Day.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I've only ever flown a kite, like, at the beach.
Yeah.
And I would think February 8th at the beach would be a little chilly.
I'm going to find out.
You will, because you're going to the beach
Yes.
soon. Next week.
Yep.
All right. It's also National Clean Out Your Computer Day.
Oh,
Which
I
you
just did that.
did,
That's
yeah.
weird. I'm early.
You got a little jump on the national
That's right,
holiday.
which I tend to do. I like to.
So the 9th is probably one of my favorite days.
Yeah.
That's Tuesday is National Bagel and Lox Day. Oh.
Really? I don't think I've ever had that.
Have you never?
No.
So
Lox is a fish, right?
It's salmon. It's like smoked salmon. So here's my favorite.
So I could do that this year.
You could. My favorite bagel on the planet. Okay, it's got to be a good bagel though. It can't just come from anywhere. It's an everything bagel.
Yeah.
With sliced and toasted, with cream cheese.
Yeah.
Lox, capers, a little bit of red onion, and a little bit of cracked black pepper, and that is amazing.
All right, you lost me at the onion, but I will tell you, and this sounds boring.
Okay.
But to me, And even though I love everything bagels,
Yeah.
to me, you can't hardly top a warm onion bagel
Oh, I know.
with cream cheese. That's
true
awesome.
too. If they don't have everything
That's an
bagels,
orgasm in my mouth.
I always get the onion bagel, and that was an odd comment for you to make about a bagel.
Thank you.
All right, so that's Tuesday. Tuesday, get this though. After you've had your bagel in the morning or in the afternoon,
Yes.
it's also National Pizza Day.
Dang.
So I'm kind of hoping.
Food.
I'm kind of hoping that the next day is National Tums Day or something.
You're gonna need something. National Rolaids and national, yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not. Wednesday the 10th is National Cream Cheese Brownie Day.
What the mother?
Right?
It's like they're cramming all of this nasty food.
In February.
Cream cheese brownie bagel and
Yeah.
God dang it,
Pizza.
man.
So this is an interesting fact. The brownie itself has been around since like the 1800s, but it was first documented in 1906 in the Boston School Cookbook.
Okay.
That's kind of neat to know.
Now, is there a connection with the brownie and the brownies? The young
don't
women's
know.
organization.
Is there?
I don't know. I know they wear brown outfits. I wonder if maybe they were nicknamed the brownies because their outfits are brown or something. I don't know.
But can we call UPS drivers brownies
I
then?
think people do.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a nickname. But I'm wondering if the brownies had a connection with actual brownies, maybe because they sell cookies.
Yeah.
Maybe one time they sold brownies and
Maybe.
they were the Girl Scout.
No,
brownies.
that's
I
the
don't know.
Girl Scouts and brownies are different.
Yeah, brownies. So brownies are to Girl Scouts like Cub Scouts are to Boy Scouts,
I think so.
or the Weeblos. Here's the thing: do you know what a Weeblo is?
I've heard the name.
That's like a younger Boy Scout, and I always felt like when you got a group of young boys that are very impressionable. I can't get that word out. Do you want them to have to say "we blow"?
No.
That's not good. That's not good at all. I feel like that's embarrassing, and they shouldn't have to do that.
They shouldn't have to use that word.
That's just like, what are you? I'm an ass face. I'm a member of the ass face tribe.
I'm a wee blow.
We blow. Now I think it's pronounced we below, but still, when you say it, we blow. I don't think it's good. And yeah, I think I was actually a wee blow for a while.
Were you?
Yeah, and we did blow.
God.
We
Don't.
We were.
With all the stuff that's in the news right now.
No, I mean we were bad. We
Oh,
sucked.
you sucked. You didn't blow. You sucked.
Well, it's the same thing.
Okay.
Suck and blow.
All right. Oof. Okay, so let's move on.
That's where I washed my car the other day at the suck and blow. Yeah.
Okay. The 11th. What day is the 11th? Let's see. That would be what, Thursday, I guess? Okay, so the 11th. This is one you're going to like.
Oh yeah.
It's National Peppermint Patty Day.
Oh, did I tell you? I didn't tell you this. That's weird.
I have a comment about it, but tell me what yours is first.
That was one of the lists that I was going to talk about.
Really?
And I forgot it.
We're so in sync.
Okay. Dang it. Because that's a whole topic.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to write it down. I don't want to interrupt you.
We'll come back to it. But here's a fun tidbit: is the oldest commercially made mint patty or cake was made by the Quiggins family on the Isle of Man, which is an island located in the middle of the Northern Irish Sea. They had been making the cake since 1840, but in 1880, 4 of the sons formed the Kendall Mint Cake Company, and that was like the first commercial peppermint patty. York happens to be the most famous, and I read a comment about the York peppermint patty plant. Somebody that used to work at the plant, the quality assurance, they'd have to go through that. It had to snap.
Oh.
If it didn't snap, that whole batch did not go out to stores.
It would snap if it was cool enough, though.
Yeah.
If it got warm, it's not. It might not snap.
Right, but the formula that they used on their peppermint inside part of it was harder than most companies that also commercially do peppermint patties. They're very soft.
You wouldn't eat those. You don't like the peppermint.
No, I don't. And especially with chocolate. That's just weird.
I would think I was asking a few weeks ago, like closer to December, about which came first, peppermint patty or peppermint patty from Charlie Brown.
Right.
Was like she named after them or they named after her.
Well, now we know.
Now we know that she and I actually looked that up. She was named after them, and I forgot she actually has a real
name.
last name, and I can't remember what it is now.
Interesting. So the 11th is also, this one is interesting to me. The 11th is also National White Shirt Day or National White T-Shirt Day.
Okay.
And I got a little story about it. So manufacturing provided a large part of our workforce in the early part of the 20th century.
Yeah.
1929 stock market crash triggered the Great Depression. Auto manufacturers laid off workers and cut costs. General Motors did as well, eliminating their more expensive models. They stripped down their remaining models and sped up production to a grueling pace. As they hired workers back, they did so at a lower pay and did not consider seniority. In 1935, the Wagner Act allowed workers to organize and join labor unions legally. By 1936, conditions reached a dangerous and fierce pace. Workers had organized before standing in picket lines, but that put their jobs and even their lives at risk.
Yeah.
So sit-ins, they started doing sit-ins. It created an opportunity to shut down the plant entirely without any replacement workers crossing picket lines. On December 30th, 1936, General Motors workers took up residence in the Flint, Michigan body plant number 1 after a plan to walk out was derailed. Their sit-in lasted 44 days. They were there sitting in the plant for 44 days. It brought production to a halt, and it impacted not just General Motors, but the entire auto industry. One plant affected all of that. The strike helped the United Auto Workers Union become the sole bargaining agent for General Motors, the General Motors Auto Workers. The observance is best known in Flint, Michigan, and other cities that have General Motors auto plant. But if you're union, like pro-union, wear a white T-shirt or a white shirt on the 11th. Yeah, that's how you would show that.
Okay. Didn't know that.
It's also another very interesting day. It's the second Thursday in February this year is National Giving Hearts Day.
Okay.
And givingheartsday.org website is where you can find your charity or share the website if you can't donate, and just, share it on your social media or whatever. And you just donate to your favorite charity. It's the best way to show your support. And how giving your heart is, they say. But, $10. It's done.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
Couple cups of coffee, done. So that's fun. Please, if you can afford to donate to a charity, please do. If you can't afford to donate, share it. The 12th, I've only got one for the 12th.
Uh-oh.
It's National Plum Pudding Day.
More food.
More food. There's so much food happening in February. You find a lot of national holidays are food related.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, I got two more. The 13th, which is what, Saturday?
My wife's birthday.
Yes, I have that listed here. It's Rick's wife's birthday.
That's right.
It's also National Cheddar Day.
Oh, she would love that.
Yes.
She would love that.
National Cheddar Day, and it's Global Movie Day.
Really?
And there's a hashtag for that. It's hashtag Global Movie Day. So watch a movie that you haven't watched before, or watch a movie that influences you or that touches you or something, and share it on social media. The 14th, this is the last day of the week, which is Sunday. The 14th.
Valentine's Day.
Well, I was just going to say, I'm not telling you all the holidays there are, because there are a ton of them.
Right.
And I'm not going to mention the big, well-known
We all know.
holidays, because it's Valentine's
sure.
Day. And the same thing with my monthly updates. Like, if I were going to do that, I would have last week said, February is Black History Month. But you know that. Right?
We know.
So anyways, the 14th is also National No One Eats Alone Day. And No One Eats Alone is it's a initiative by the nonprofit called Beyond Differences, and it's aimed at creating a lunchtime of inclusion. So it's organized by students for students, and middle schools across the nation look beyond differences and find ways to start conversations at lunchtime with everyone.
I wonder if they do, though.
I don't know. I mean, there are kids out there that do these kinds of things, and then there are kids out there like, I'm too cool for that.
I guess.
But it's on a Sunday, so if you have a teenager or if you have a kid that's going to school, talk to them.
They're not going to school on Sunday.
Well, no, but Sunday would be a good day to talk to them about, hey, tomorrow when you go to school, why don't you take this little card game or something, or just go sit next to somebody and say hi.
Yeah.
It would make a kid who's being bullied or alone or new, or whatever the case might be, feel included. And I think that's important.
I'll tell you a story about this, and then we need to do...
or would you rather?
A little would you rather. When I was in college.
Yeah.
So there was this girl I had a crush on, like the entire 4 years I was in college. I didn't really know her. I didn't know her at all. But I would see her and I was like, oh God, that's that girl. And then my senior year, one of my friends, I told about this, and he had a class with her, and so he told her, and so
That you had a crush on her.
yes,
Uh-huh.
and I knew he did. He told me he did, and I was like, oh man, and
It's embarrassing.
so I'm at the cafeteria. I'm eating lunch. She comes up and sits right down next to me, and she starts talking. I didn't know what to say. I totally was. I couldn't talk.
You just froze.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was just. My mouth wouldn't work. I was trying to. I had to make my mouth work because I was eating. I was just so uncomfortable. I was like, I hope this is not National Don't Eat Alone Day, because I think I'd rather be alone.
So how did that interaction end? Like, did she just finally get up and walk away?
As I recall, it was just kind of like, okay, nice meeting you, and then she left, and I was just like, and then like later, actually, now that I think about it, I think that actually might have happened like my sophomore year or something, and then my senior year I actually dated her.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, we dated.
So she was interested. Like,
yeah, and then we broke up, and we've been friends since.
That's awesome.
We're still friends.
Can you talk to her now?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your mouth works.
It does. It does.
Okay.
It's much better. I'm a little better in that department. Not much. All right, let's play some Would You Rather. So this is the game of you throw a color, and you've thrown purple, and then I have a question. Would you rather put on your glasses
So
and
you
read.
can read.
Okay. Would you rather become allergic to all your favorite foods?
No.
Or all animals?
No. I'm not. I can't.
You got to do one.
I don't have to.
You have to be.
You can't make me.
Would you rather be allergic to all foods, your favorite foods, or all animals? Here, let me just say this: my wife's allergic to cats.
Yep. And she has 3.
She has 2 of
Well,
them.
she
that
has 2.
Sleep on her head.
Yeah, I know. I think I'm going to go with the allergy to the food.
Yeah.
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 Because I got to cuddle my babies.
Yeah, but you could get a shot, I guess.
That's
but
true, too.
It's still cruel either way.
It is. That's not a nice question.
No one wants
have
to do it.
Uh-uh.
All right, there
It's
you
your
go.
turn.
All right, let me throw a color stone. Color stone. I predict I'm going to throw a Sharon stone. That's a dad joke.
That's funny.
All right. Also a purple. I did a purple as well.
Would you rather, if you could never use a knife again, have to use hedge clippers or a tiny 1-inch pen knife?
For what?
Anything. And everything.
I don't really
Everything you would use a knife for, like cutting your food, all that kind of stuff. Would you rather use hedge clippers
I'd
or
probably
a
go
tiny
with
little pen knife?
I would probably go with the pen knife because I do use a small knife. I don't use knives a lot.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
so
true.
I think that could do the job.
Okay, that was a
That was
weird
a
question.
boring
That was a
one.
boring one, yeah.
Crazy and boring.
Stupid boring.
I do want to mention that I am. You mentioned I'm going to Florida. I'm going to Florida for my wife's birthday.
Yes, which is the 13th, which we established.
Yeah, we're going. I'm not saying I'm going on there, but for her birthday,
Yeah.
we're going to Florida. We're going to celebrate her birthday in Florida at some point.
Got it.
For a little vacation here in the next couple of weeks, and taking the mom, and we're just going to go have fun.
You're just going to get it like an Airbnb?
Yeah, just for a couple, 2 or 3 nights, and so this will be an interesting because. All right, so, and we talked about this. I went to Destin, Florida 2 years ago. Yeah, well, it's actually a little more than a year ago. I've never been before. It's gorgeous. I mean, beautiful.
Yeah, you were saying.
Yeah, and she's never seen it, and she's a beach person. She loves the beach. So we're going to actually go into the Destin area.
Nice.
And just kind of hang out for a little bit, have a little birthday celebration. Her mother didn't get to come here for Thanksgiving like she usually does because of
COVID.
sickness and stuff,
Yeah.
and so she's coming now. So we're gonna go have fun.
That'll be fun. And
Beach in February.
I like the beach when it's cold because you can cuddle up with a blankie and have something warm to drink.
Yeah, I
and
like
have
it
a
when it's
fire.
cold just because it's cold. I don't like
Yeah.
the hotness.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's happening. I'm kind of happy about it. A little vacation coming up with me.
And you need a vacation.
Yeah. And I was going to talk about this because we'd mentioned, how did we mention it?
The peppermint patty?
You are right. That's what I was mentioning. Where I write down. Let me ask you a question.
What?
Because this is going to blow my question.
Blow.
This is going to blow the question. But this was the question I was going to ask you. Do you have a weird relationship with certain words? In other words,
yes.
Is there a word or words that you have a strong feeling about, like either you just absolutely love it, absolutely can't stand it, you would never say the word, and I don't mean like for like political purposes or insensitive purposes, just because you find it like I think the word belly. Like my mother would not say that word. She hated that word.
Belly?
She would not say the word belly.
Did she say the word moist?
No, not to me. I'm talking to my dad. But anyway, but she would say tummy or stomach.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I would prefer belly over tummy.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was what she said. So, I mean, I'm just wondering if there are words that you have weird, for whatever reason, responses.
There is a word when said by, and I think I've mentioned this before, when said by specific people that really gets me, and it's like my one big ASMR thing.
Oh, yeah?
Is the word cream.
Cream?
Cream.
Interesting.
So the way the CR happens, that in that word,
Cream.
there's like a, it's, I don't know, that it gets me.
Wow. Okay.
It gets me. But it's not everybody. Like you could say cream and it's no big deal.
Yeah.
But there's certain.
When I cream, you don't care.
I don't care. So, I mean, that's really the only word that like my body stops and listens, you know? And I guess that's an ASMR reaction.
Maybe.
But
just the sound.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just that initial sound of that word. And I imagine it's the same for other words that start with CR. But for some reason, it's that word. And I think it's just the flow of that word.
Yeah.
The flow of cream.
Ew. Cream flow. Well, that's interesting. Okay.
What about you?
And I do not know the reason for this at all.
Okay.
I've always had this extremely weird love of the word pepper.
Pepper.
I just absolutely love the word. And so I was reminded by one of my favorite artists, Sarah Watkins, just released a kids album called Under the Pepper Tree. And that when I read that title, I was just like, Under the Pepper Tree. But I remember, like, I've known a couple girls whose nickname was Pepper. And I always thought that's the cutest nickname for a girl, Pepper. I don't know what it is. It sounds cool. It looks cool. Just the concept of being a little spicy is cool. Just everything about it. I've just always loved the word pepper. I've known a couple of dogs named Pepper. I just think it's a great word. It's a
Pepper puppies.
Pepper.
I like it. That's funny.
And, you know, some people call dogs puppers, which for whatever reason, or like jalapeno poppers, don't really have the same connection to me.
Just
but
pepper.
Yeah. Especially when it's kind of a surprise. Like, if I think about it, you know, I can be like, oh, never mind. But then someone can mention the word, like, what's your name? And then go, well, people call me Pepper. And I'd be like, I'm going to marry you. I love you. Yeah. I just love the way it sounds. Anyway, that's weird, but I just don't know what to say that to you.
It's also interesting.
Yeah, I think how we all have, like, you know, there are some people who can't say, like I said, certain words, or they'll be like they're too embarrassed to say the word.
Yeah, yeah.
I probably have some words like that.
I don't. I will say all words.
When I was a kid, I don't even know why I'm going to talk about this subject right now, but when I was a kid, anytime I heard someone saying, like you could curse, people would say tons of different curse words.
Sure.
And sometimes, and a lot of times they're funny.
Yeah.
But anytime I would hear someone, especially in anger, just like spontaneous, say "goddamn," I would laugh. I couldn't. It would just make me laugh so hard.
That was like your knee-jerk reaction was to laugh?
Always. And I think it was because, to me, when I was growing up, that was the worst word you could say.
Right.
And I guess thinking that person cares nothing about anything.
Right.
Because that's the one that will send you directly to hell, and they don't care. And I still have that same thing anytime somebody says that word. and not just like just to say it, but I mean if like in a sentence or something, or especially if they're angry and they do it, it just cracks me up. I just want to laugh.
Is it a nervous laugh?
No, it's almost like you're that ballsy that you would say that. It's like I've heard people saying it's like they don't care. Like some people say Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I say
and
that all the time.
I don't think it has that much. It doesn't really have that same kind of impact. I don't know. I think it's probably left over from just being a kid.
Yeah.
And just thinking you're not supposed to do that, and then that person's doing it and they don't care, and so you laugh at it. And you can kind of connect that with somebody who does something else that they're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know, that you would think would be funny.
Interesting.
But that's one of those words that always, even though it's like that's the big bad word.
Yeah, don't say that word.
It just makes me laugh. Always does.
So we have a word at work that we say to really annoy one of our coworkers.
Yeah.
We do it on purpose. We pick on him, and we do this over like instant message. We use Teams, and we'll use the word irregardless.
Yeah.
And irregardlessly.
Yeah.
All the time to him, and he's just like, stop. It just gets him. So then we'll start using words that are maybe not used properly, like literally. Oh, are you sure it's not figuratively? You know, and then we just go off, and he's like, I'm walking away now. I can't do this.
Yeah.
He starts sending memes like, shut up. It's just fun. It's how we get through the day.
Yeah.
Making fun of his reaction to the word irregardless.
Irregardless of
yeah.
I went to the doctor this week, and I think I've talked about this. So I'm trying to, for 2 years I've been trying to lose weight. It's not working.
No.
It's what happens when you get in your 50s.
Yeah.
So I went to the doctor, went to a dietitian, and I was just like, what's going on? So in some ways, I have to admit, I was really, really disappointed because she told me every single thing I already know.
Yep.
She sat there and just goes through all the, and I'm just like, look, no. I've seen video after video
You're
of
like,
that.
I can
I
read
know
the
you're
internet.
supposed to do this.
Yeah.
I know your meat serving is supposed to be the size of a deck of cards, which is
Right.
the size of your hand.
Right.
This is supposed to be this. I know all of that kind of stuff. And she went through every bit of that. And but I kind of feel like an ass because like I paid, she's taking her time out to tell me, and then I'm like, oh dang, I already know this stuff.
You just don't follow it.
And she's like, well, then why don't you do it, fatty?
Exactly.
But we started talking, and it's like, so I know my problem is portion control.
Right.
I already know this. It's because I eat a lot.
You do.
So I can eat healthy, but I'll eat a lot of healthy food.
Right.
So like I don't just eat tofu. I eat tons and tons and tons of
You
tofu.
eat a brick of
Yes.
tofu.
It's not that funny. I actually do.
I know
But anyway,
you do.
and that's healthy. But anyway, so I kind of known for a long time that my number one problem is like I will eat a bag of chips. Mm-hmm. I'm not afraid. Mm-hmm. I will do it. And so I know that part. That's my fault. I shouldn't do that kind of stuff. But
Right.
but the whole portion control thing is easy to forget, especially until after after you're already eating, then you go, oh, I shouldn't have eaten that much.
Yeah.
So like, just eat and the stomach hurts, and then you go, why did I do that? Mm-hmm. So that's my every night. But anyway, so I was watching this video, a YouTube video, and it was a couple, and I don't know anything about them. They apparently got a channel, but anyway, they've lost hundreds of pounds
Right.
between them. But they talk about how their whole thing of losing weight, the whole thing is portion control. So she said, if you will read the box and only eat the portions as described on the box, or if it's a salad or something, learn what portions are for non-boxed foods,
Right.
and just eat the portion, you will lose weight, and you'll lose a lot of weight.
Now you started doing that with your little scale and
Totally.
everything, and you would meal prep and
Yep.
all that, but then you would eat more.
No, during that time I did that, I
Yeah.
lost,
Okay,
but I haven't done that in a long time.
that's where
I
you
haven't
need
counted
to
it
start.
out. I know. So my wife and I, we both started doing that. Now, man, portions are small.
Well, compared to what you eat,
I
yeah.
know, and I'm like, I eat a full meal, and I feel like I've just had one serving of a meal, but I've had the entire meal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
So here's the thing I've always noticed about you, because I eat dinner over here about once a week, normally when we get together to record. And I will get a little portion, or just a regular average size portion. You will pile on the food and eat that, and then you go back for seconds, and I'm full from the one little portion that I ate. And you don't weigh that much more than me, really. You're about 20 pounds more than me, 30 pounds more than me.
Well,
I mean, you're bigger than me.
there are some foods I don't get. I don't put a lot on, and I don't get second. So a lot of times we will have salad, like taco salad or something.
Yeah.
And because it's salad, a lot of times I'll have a lot of that. Now, you can still get fat on salad.
Yes, you can.
I'm proof of it. But a lot of times I'll get a little excess on some things that might be healthier. So I got to stop doing that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm cutting back. So
Good.
we're doing the portion stuff, and I'm already I'm noticing the scale dropping a little bit. I've just
Good.
kind of really started, so I'm hoping I'll lose a lot of weight.
I'm ready to slim down a bit too, and mine is just activity, I think, because I don't eat a whole lot.
But you would find out if you stuck with the portion thing and did all the portion thing, you would realize you do. And that's what's weird is everything in an American diet is too much.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Way too much.
Yeah.
And I don't even know why, but so I have to kind of train my stomach now to get used to the smaller amount of food.
yeah,
Because I had
it'll shrink fairly quickly.
So, all right. So what she said, she was like, you need to have every food group represented.
Mm-hmm.
So, protein,
Mm-hmm.
carbs, fruit and vegetables, and I can't remember the other. Maybe it's dairy, fats. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
So you need to do that in every meal. And so she was like, what do you have for breakfast? And I said, well, I usually have 2 eggs and 2 bacons, veggie bacons. So she said, all right, 2 eggs, that's protein. 2 veggie bacons, that's protein. So all you're having is that.
Protein.
So you need your carbs, and you need to have whatever the other thing was, fats or whatever. And I was like, well, I don't want that. You're telling me that I need to eat more food to lose weight. I don't want to do that.
So cut it back to 1 egg, 1 veggie bacon, and then
Oh, it's
add
grains. Grains is the other
and
one.
then add like a half of a English muffin or something.
So what she was saying was, you do that. You eat all of the things, and then it starts evening out. If you do that every meal, 3 meals a day, it becomes more even, and then you'll appreciate it. So, like in the morning now, I got to have eggs, I got to have oatmeal, I guess I got to have the bacon.
Oh my gosh.
And fruit.
Yeah.
That's what I do. That's
Yeah.
my morning. And then I got to do the same thing for lunch. Like I'll have if you have a sandwich, and this is ridiculous because 1 piece of bread is a serving.
Yeah.
How do you make a sandwich?
You
'Cause
don't.
You have 2 servings if you make a sandwich.
Or you make a sandwich, you only eat half of it. That's 1 piece of bread.
That's ridiculous. And like I've always had 2 sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's four servings of bread, 4 servings of grain.
So one thing that my friend from work started doing, he's diabetic, so he has to watch his carbs pretty closely. He bought that bread that's looks like a brown brick. It's like
Ezekiel bread.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he started eating that.
I bought that. It's nasty.
But he makes like open face sandwiches on it.
Yeah.
And if you eat an open face sandwich, now you're only having the 1 slice of bread.
Yeah.
So that's your 1 serving. So you could try that.
I just got to get used to it all. I mean, it's weird, and I don't mind. And she said because I'm a bigger guy, I can have a little more of things. So 2 pieces of bread's not going to kill me.
No.
So what I do is I'll have the 2 pieces of bread, and I'll have I don't have actual meat. I have
Right.
veggie meat, and then some lettuce shreds. So all of that onto the sandwich. So normally I would have 2 of those sandwiches. Now I get 1.
Yep.
And I don't get anything else because that's all of the servings of everything right in there.
1
So
sandwich.
I have to lose weight because I'm not eating any food. It's really crazy.
I mean, I don't know that I could eat like that. I don't think that I could, because I eat weird things at weird times of day. Like I'll have dinner stuff for breakfast. Like I have breakfast ramen a lot. And I know ramen isn't necessarily healthy for you.
I think some kinds are, if it's not the processed kind, it's a little more healthy, but not as much.
But I mean, it's not really a good way to start the day with a bunch of carbs.
Probably not.
Probably not. But that's what I do, or I'll have egg salad for breakfast, and that's fine too, because it's eggs, right? But you don't have to eat specific things at specific times. I mean, I'm not of that school of thought. Like, I can eat whatever I want, whenever I want. It doesn't have to be a quote-unquote breakfast food to eat it in the morning.
No, I agree, but I do think that it needs to, from a scientific standpoint, it needs to fall into those categories. So what I guess the point is, each of those foods work with the other food to make a complete diet. So, for instance, protein, you can have meat as a protein. Is corn a protein?
No.
Is rice a protein?
No.
But rice and corn together is a complete protein.
Oh.
But separately, they're incomplete proteins. And same with rice and beans. That's why people eat rice and beans. They eat corn and I forget what else. But I mean, societies and cultures tend to put those two different incomplete proteins together to form a complete. So rice and beans is actually a complete protein. And I think that's what the food has to do. It has to work with the other food, and that's the principle of eating all of those things. Plus, you when you're done, you feel full, and you feel full because you've had the protein and you've had the vegetables, and the other stuff that actually causes you to gain weight is the stuff that I'm usually eating the more of, and I'm gaining weight. I'm eating all of that stuff. So I'm saying, well, that's what I've already been eating. But it's not what I'm eating, but it's how much of what I'm eating.
Right.
So anyway, I'm at a point now where I'm just ready to try what's going to work.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give this a shot. It seems to be doing okay. So
good.
We'll see where I am in a month from now.
Yeah, we'll check back in with you.
Yeah, see if I'm skinny. Did something today. I should mention.
What?
I bought a car.
You leased a car.
Well, it's the same thing. I mean, when you go out and buy a car, the bank owns it. It doesn't matter.
That's true. You're right.
It's the same thing.
You're
I got a car.
Yeah.
Bought a car.
Cool. What kind?
Thanks for putting a damper on it.
Sorry.
No, I did. I leased a car. I wanted to lease a car, but I got a Nissan, which I've never been a Nissan person before, but I've driven Nissans and I've liked them. And my wife just bought a Nissan, and she really likes it. So I thought, well, because I'm a Subaru guy, and I was going to buy a Subaru, and I just thought, because it was cheaper.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I'll give it a shot. And I've been driving it, and I like the way it feels. So cool. I might really enjoy it.
Excellent.
We'll see. But anyway, I can get around now. I'm so happy.
Yay.
I sold my crappy van.
Yeah.
Some guy gave me $500 for it. Yeah.
Wow.
But I only spent I think $1,500 on it
when you originally bought it, but then you put money into it.
I have put money especially over time. I put a lot of money into it.
Yeah.
But he's going to fix it up, and so he'll have a good little van, I guess.
Good for him.
My Subaru, which I still own, I'm going to trade that in, and then I'll have my little car.
Yay!
Big car.
Big car.
Nice. So yeah, I'm happy about that. I can get around finally, drive around.
Yes. You can leave the house on something other than foot.
Yeah.
Excellent.
What's going on with you?
Is it going to feed the not feed the puppies? Is it going to fit the puppies?
I'm hoping so.
Good.
That's the whole thing.
You got to be able to take the puppies with you.
Yeah.
What's new with me?
Yeah, you got anything exciting going on?
Not a fucking thing. No. Nothing. I had to do something. I don't remember if I talked about this on the last podcast or not. I don't think so. I had to do the worst part of my job the other day. Well, not the worst part of my job, but one part of my job that I really don't enjoy doing is I had to do some corrective action to one of my direct reports. And that's no fun. And it made me feel icky. It just made me feel icky. But in the process, I had to find some training material specific to what the issue was. Mm-hmm. So I was watching these videos, and I enjoyed that part. Like, I enjoyed watching these videos about empathy and what that looks like, and what that looks like in business.
Okay.
And I found myself just a few days after that, the corrective action was over. It's done, blah, blah, blah. It's on the books. Drop it. Move forward, right? But then I found myself in a situation where somebody, I was feeling attacked by something that somebody said, and my knee-jerk reaction was to just lash back at them. And I stopped, and I remembered the video that I watched, and of course I had to walk away for a minute. But then I thought, okay, so why is this person, being snippy? Why is this person being like this? What's going on with them? And it just, as soon as I felt empathy toward the person that said something snippy at me, I felt better. And I think it's important that everybody learn to be empathetic, especially right now with everybody stuck at home.
It probably wouldn't hurt all the time.
All the time.
Not just now.
Yeah. So if you're interested, the video that I watched, I'll post it on our website or on Facebook regard. It's a TED Talk about empathy.
Cool.
So I don't remember the guy's name offhand, but you can find it on Facebook.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, we should wrap it up. I do have a quick thing I want to talk about. So this is kind of weird. So like a few weeks ago, I almost blew. So, we got
You're doing a lot of blowing in this episode.
Just let me finish what I'm saying. So we got a friend out there, one of our listeners, he's joins us a lot of time, Dog Crate.
Yes.
So he was planning a surprise for his wife's birthday.
Right.
And I almost blew it on the air.
Almost.
So what happened was he decided to order one of my pet caricatures that I do, and he decided to order one, and he put an order in, and I mentioned it on the show. I didn't mention his name.
You did.
I'm glad I didn't.
Same.
But I just said a listener or whatever. And so I didn't mention. And he emailed me, he said, my girlfriend just happened to be listening to the show. She never listens to the show. She just happened to be listening to it, and she heard that, and she turned to me and said, really? Someone's going to do a pet caricature or something like that?
Yeah.
And he said, oh, that sounds interesting. And then let it go, and that was it.
And he had purchased it for her.
It was him, and she didn't know.
Yeah.
And so I almost blew it. I shouldn't have mentioned it.
No.
But anyway, it turned out great, and the caricature actually turned out great.
Yeah, I've seen it.
So I want to
cute.
say thanks for not kicking my ass, Dog Crate, for running here. But yeah, that was kind of cool.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah, I like doing things for our listeners, and that one turned out. That one turned out to be really nice. It was a little different from some of the caricatures, and it was 3 dogs.
Yeah.
So it turned out really good.
It was cute.
But I want to thank him and just thank me for not blowing it, even though I almost did. So there's that.
Yes, thank you for not blowing it. Let's talk about this beer.
Let's talk about our beer on this live beer review, Hop Coco.
It's called Hop Coco. It's by Wicked Weed. It's out of Asheville, North Carolina. It's a porter brewed with cocoa nibs. What do you think?
You know what? It's not my kind of beer. When I drank it, I was just like, oh, okay, that's that taste.
Yeah.
The hops and all that stuff. But then after I drank it, I was like, okay, this is not as bad as some that I've had.
It's not in your face hoppy.
It's totally not. And maybe it's the cocoa that kind of pulls it back a little bit. But it's that little grapefruity kind of bite is still there, but it's not that bad.
Yeah. I was really thirsty. Like, I'm still really thirsty.
Yeah, mine's
right now.
gone.
And I didn't bring any water up with me, so I sucked mine down. It was gone before we were at our halfway mark.
Yeah.
Like, I was thirsty, and I'm thirsty now. I got to go get some water.
Yeah.
But I would say I liked it. I mean, I'm going to give it like a 3.5. No, yeah, 3.5.
I'm giving it a 3. I think we felt the same way. It was a little better than what I would say is average. Even though it's not my favorite, it's certainly not my favorite style of the ones of these that we've drank. I like this one all right.
Yeah.
And it didn't have a strong cocoa taste. I think if there's cocoa in it.
If it says it's got cocoa in it, you need to be able to taste the cocoa.
Yeah, but I think maybe it tamed the bitter taste. Maybe the sweet of that pulled back the bitter. And I have to admit, I guess I do. There is that sort of, well, I'll just say a porter taste to it that I would say might be the cocoa. But it doesn't taste chocolatey.
No,
in any way.
It's a pretty mild beer, honestly.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's interesting. We both felt the same way. You're 3.5. I'm 3.0.
Yep.
On what was it again?
It is
Hop Coco.
Hop Coco by Wicked Weed.
Wicked Weed. All right. Very cool. Hey everyone, thanks for listening to the show.
Yes,
you can find us on Facebook. That's where we hang out. We're trying to work out some new fun Facebook things, so that might be happening soon. But come hang out with us. Just friend us on Facebook. There's also a hidden Facebook group,
Yes.
the Disaster Baiters.
That's what
where we
our
all hang
listeners
out
are.
and don't say anything until it's time that we need to talk about stuff, and we will. But those are the real people.
Yeah.
Those are the real fans of
Yeah.
the show that kind
Disaster
of hang out
Baiters.
there. We're also on Instagram, and Instagram's been a little bit active recently, so we're on Instagram. Twitter, we're there. Don't talk much on Twitter.
I don't tweet.
But we are there, and you can follow us if you want. And YouTube. We actually got a YouTube. Oh, I meant to mention this. We got a YouTube comment for our last show.
Oh, really?
Somebody got on there and said that they found one of our stickers in Arkansas.
Really?
So that's how they found us.
That's excellent.
I thought it was great. If you're out there, thanks for commenting. Hope you listen to the whole show. And thanks for finding a sticker out in Arkansas.
Absolutely. That's
Arkansas
great.
people
How
are
did it get there,
cool.
I wonder?
I bet there's stickers all over the place,
I want to say, yeah, we did. Oh, no. Sorry. I was going to say I thought we got a new listener who sent us an email, but guess what it was?
Oh.
It was a solicitation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was, hey,
We get
people
tons of those.
just came across your podcast.
Yeah,
and
we
I
get-
was like, oh, exciting, a new listener. No.
We get tons and tons of those. But yeah, it's always fun. If you find a sticker, you can please let us know.
Yeah.
And if you don't find one and you want one, we give them away free. All you got to do is just send us an email and say, mail me a sticker here, and we might even mail you two. I feel like
Possibly 3.
maybe. I feel like it's time for some new stickers. I'm
Yes.
trying to come up with some sticker ideas.
Yeah.
But I think it's almost time. I think we need to do some new stickers. So I think that's going to happen here in the next few months. But you even to get the new stickers, all you got to do is send us an email. We give out stickers all the time.
I got to get Donnie some more stickers.
Yeah, everybody needs
sure.
more stickers.
For sure.
Stickers and stickers.
Stickers
My
and
new
stickers.
car needs new stickers.
It needs stickers on it.
Exactly right. All right, so next week on Monday we will be there. Here's the thing: you don't even have to worry about it if you subscribe.
Yep.
It will just automatically come to you.
Yep.
So go to the place where people subscribe to podcasts. That could be iTunes. It could be Google Play. It could be Stitcher Radio. It could be iHeartRadio.
All the
of
things.
it. Subscribe to us.
I think it's even on Spotify.
Yes. And maybe. Yeah, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so subscribe to us, and then it will just automatically come to your place of listening.
Yes, it will. And if you think about it, go ahead and go to like the iTunes or the Apple store and give us a rating.
Please do.
That's how we get noticed by other
Yeah.
people. So if you would do that, that'd be great.
Yeah, and not only that, but just drop us a line at thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. Tell us what you think of the show. Just say, I'm out there listening. It's your show sucks,
Yeah.
or your show's great,
Either
or here's some ideas that I have that I would like for you to do on the show, and we'll do that.
We
will
will.
actually, most likely, and we'll talk about you. We'll mention
talk
you.
about you.
We'll mention you on the show. Sometimes we do that too.
Yep.
But anyway, but we do appreciate you for listening, even if you don't do anything except listen. That's a big thing.
Also appreciated.
All right. So we'll see you next week on Monday. Until then, have a good time.
Bye.
Bye.
This is a Violet Jester Media podcast.